Hello, everyone. I'm Rich Zamorano, creative lead on the digital gaming team here at Wizards of the Coast, and I am very excited to be joined by Dion Rogers, art director from Blizzard Entertainment, to talk about the upcoming Overwatch 2 G.I. Joe collaboration. Dion, thanks so much for being here with us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so here you see the key art we created for the G.I. Joe collab featuring the heroes of Overwatch and iconic G.I. Joe characters. Also, while we're here today, we have a great new gameplay trailer that will showcase the awesome G.I. Joe skins in action. Let's take a look.
Stand and fight, you cowards!
Cobra forces have stormed Midtown, their sights set on total domination.
All's fair in love and war.
But the Joes are locked, loaded, and ready to strike back.
I will avenge this insult.
I'm going to make you wish you'd never seen me.
Will Cobra rise, or will the Joes turn the tide? The fate of the world hangs in the balance. As the saying goes, knowing is half the battle.
That trailer looks amazing. It does a great job of showcasing all of the characters, their signature moves, some of their personalities, actions. So I have to ask Dion, who is your favorite G.I. Joe character?
Oh man, there's a lot of great characters in G.I. Joe, but I have to say Destro is my favorite character. And let me tell you why. I really like that he even though he's a villain ultimately, he respects G.I. Joe for their combat strength and just they are a powerful organization, and so he's a kind of villain that respects others that have this level of strength. While at the same time he feels they waste this ability on the things that they do. So he has an interesting layer or nuance to his personality that it just kind of resonates with me. There's a ton of characters that I like, but Destro is my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of my favorites as well, and he is much more practical than Cobra Commander when it comes to combat strategy. Cobra Commander tends to take a more diabolical approach, whereas Destro takes a more practical approach. And some of my favorite moments throughout the history of the brand are those moments of banter between Cobra Commander and Destro, whether they were in the original cartoon series or in some of the comic storytelling. It's always a great kind of contrast between the two characters. So, and yes, the Destro Doomfist design is amazing.
They work pretty well together, and I think we added nice little Easter eggs with the Mars logo on the gauntlet that fans of Destro will surely enjoy.
Can you share some personal insights into your induction into the brand, either during childhood or as an adult, and what resonates most strongly with you even today?
Yes, it was actually my older brother that introduced me to G.I. Joe. I would just follow him around and just, whatever he liked, that must be cool. So my brother and I would just watch the episodes with him, and this was super inspiring for, as an artist. I was a comic book artist at some point in time, and this was like, G.I. Joe was something I was always like, I love the heroes, the characters, the good versus evil. This was just, it resonated with me and my brother as we grew up. So getting a chance to work with you guys and do a collaboration with G.I. Joe, it's a dream come true practically.
That's great. Well, that excitement certainly shone through in the designs, which I can't wait to share with the rest of the world very soon. You and the team did a fantastic job, so that's good to hear. I feel like,
thank you.
Yeah, no, G.I. Joe definitely inspires, whether it's the characters or the vehicles or the storylines or the 1980s cartoon. There's a little piece of it for everyone, so it's very cool to hear your story. I think
thank you.
One of the things about video games is that they've always been a powerful way to expand expand the awareness of action brands like G.I. Joe to new fans, and of course deliver to the older and original fans that are looking for new ways to experience the brand. And we always knew
Right.
that the characters and the combat styles of G.I. Joe and Overwatch 2 were a really perfect fit for each other.
Yeah.
Can you explain the excitement and the design process of how you've merged these two IPs, both from a character and even from a weapons and accessories standpoint?
Yeah, so both IPs share a very similar colorful cast of characters that are doing heroic things, and just the breadth of the heroes that GI Joe has is something that Overwatch has achieved over time, and so we wanted to. That's initially that's what made it such a great fit. So it's just that the parallels between the two IPs just work so well. And then as we started to dig into some of the characters, we could see a lot of heroes that fit very well. For example, Genji, our ninja in our game, fit very well with Snake Eyes.
Great pairing.
What's cool about this is that we captured, I think, a lot of what Snake Eyes looks like. And for the Overwatch part of him, Genji is a cyborg. So we reduced a lot of the cyborg elements on Genji so that we could achieve a closer look to Snake Eyes. But there's some technical things we still maintain, like his arms are still cybernetic because this is where his shuriken his weapon that he uses. There's this cool transforming animation that showcases this. But I think what fans are going to like about this one, this is a pretty transformative skin for Genji. He's usually a very cyborg-looking character. We really wanted to capture a ton of Snake Eyes, so I think this is going to be a nice surprise for Genji fans.
Oh, for sure.
And Snake Eyes fans.
For sure, definitely.
As well.
I have to say, Dion, when I was working with the creative team on your side on just the development and the archetype pairings between your characters and ours, I have to say Genji Snake Eyes was one of my favorite pairings. So I think players are really going to love that one.
Yeah, the team was they were really excited once we started to settle on some of the conceptual designs for him. Scarlet is another hero that was interesting for us. This is on one of our most recent characters named Freya. And immediately they share a very similar weapon, the powered crossbow that Scarlet uses. Freya uses a similar weapon in the game as well. One of the challenges with this one was Freya wears a cape in the game, and this is how players recognize the character. It generates her silhouette. So I loved working with you guys on. We found like a nice happy medium. This cape is a little shorter, but I think we captured a ton of Scarlet's look while maintaining Freya's silhouette. And the red hair color on Freya. I think fans are just gonna love this look on the hero. It's such a kind of striking color palette to place on this mercenary character that we have in the Overwatch game.
For sure, yeah, and thank you for working with us on the cape, because as we had gone back and forth, we wanted to find a way to Scarletize the cape as much as we could, because she doesn't have a cape, but her iconography, the color palette, as you mentioned, it worked out really well. So it was a great middle ground, as you said, and the design just looks so cool. Can you talk a little bit about the design for Widowmaker Baroness?
Yes. So this skin, the team had a lot of fun with. You can see that there's a bit of parallels between Baroness and Widowmaker. Baroness is basically the femme fatale of the group, so Widowmaker is a natural fit for her. What we really liked about this skin, this gives us a chance. Widowmaker's normally, her skin is purple, her hair is purple. From in her storyline, there's some procedures and things that happened to her that changed her look. So this gave us a chance to create a more natural or more human look for Widowmaker's skin. And this is really fun for especially fans of the character, because we get to see her in a more transformative way. And especially Baroness's iconic black rimmed glasses. This just looks great on the character. You're not used to seeing a Widow wear this. So the parallels between the two characters, they seem to fit so well. And we're able to keep the silhouette of Widowmaker for the gameplay while capturing the great black leather suit that is iconic to Baroness.
Awesome. No, that's great. In terms of the weaponry, can you give a little bit of insight on how you not you did a great job infusing kind of elements
Thank
of
you.
the two IPs into the characters, but I know that this was we had this very deep conversations about, okay, how do we do this with the weapons? In Overwatch 2, your characters, your archetypes have such distinct and beloved
Right.
weapon silhouettes, so we wanted to make sure that we were maintaining those silhouettes and what players know and love about those weapons, but also infuse some of those G.I. Joe and Cobra elements into the weapons. I think the Baroness
Yes.
Widowmaker that is a really great example of that. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, this was really fun for the team. I think they, like you mentioned, I think they did a great job on this. It was the first time we basically are working with kind of a 80s cartoon or a retro kind of style, and we needed to capture the fandom of it, but while in some ways we needed to modernize certain parts. And for example, Widowmaker's weapon is a big part of her silhouette as well. And during gameplay, so players know she's a sniper, her gun transforms. And we were thinking about what's great about GI Joe is the technology. Like Cobra has so many cool gadgets and so many different types of equipment. And
Yes.
so what if we made a sniper rifle? Destro's group makes a weapon for each of the characters that goes beyond what we saw in the show. So you can see here in Widowmaker's design, we tried to capture a little bit of elements of a Cobra, and with the scope on the gun, and just matching the palette of her outfit, while still capturing what makes it the sniper rifle in Overwatch. This was super fun and challenging for the team. So we went through a lot of iterations, as you know, and then we narrowed it down to what we see here today. But basically, it's as if what GI Joe already does. There's tons of cool equipment and things that Cobra has access to. Imagine he made more of that, and that's how the team approached it.
Oh, and they did a great job. I think Cobra elements and Cobra weapons are always fun, because I think although the Cobra tech is still somewhat grounded in reality, there is that sort of futuristic sci-fi look and feel that you don't get with the Joe weapons. So I can see why the designers had a great time with this one, and it shows. I love the snake. I love the snake emblem, the Cobra logo, the snake motifs. They nailed it. It looks great.
And I love how Cobra's tech, they usually brand it. There's no
of
doubt
course. Yes,
who
yes.
it belongs to, basically.
Yeah, they're
So
very,
this is,
very proud of that.
something we wanted to capture.
Yes, no, you captured it beautifully.
Yeah.
Dion, since the beginning, G.I. Joe has always been a brand about ordinary people doing extraordinary things, comprised of characters that have such beloved personalities and very unique and signature attributes, their specialties as we call them. And we've talked a lot about how you infuse these elements of the characters into the skin designs as well as the weapon designs. But I know, just having worked with you guys throughout this process, you did a great job of infusing all of these aspects into the animations of the characters, the behaviors, how they move, even some of the VO and the dialogue lines that players will encounter in the game, really capturing the spirit and the nostalgia of these characters. Can you talk a little bit about just how you did that through the animations and through some of the other aspects of the integration?
Yeah, know that there's a lot of GI Joe fans on the team, so they were very excited once they heard that we were going to get to work with you guys again on this IP. And so there was no shortage of people sharing their favorite episodes from the TV show, or their favorite iconic things, or voice lines. Cobra has many fun voice lines that we've integrated into the game. And so we usually start off. We gather the team, and especially people who are big fans of like the show or the IP, and we just start bouncing ideas of what we want to do or share. And then obviously we work with you guys together, and our animation team came up with some really cool. In Overwatch, we have these moments called like emotes and play of the games, that they were just trying to find these iconic, like, big explosive kind of dynamic animations that Snake Eyes does, or just the feeling of the show where the characters are fighting good and evil, and so we wanted to try to capture that in a way with the animations or what voice lines we were able to choose with the characters. Even as far as so many of the heroes, it's funny how closely we're able to match some of the silhouettes while maintain, like, we're able to capture the character, the GI Joe character, while still maintaining the silhouette that's important to gameplay in Overwatch. For example, Destro is Doomfist. He is our major villain in our game, and the same for, obviously, Destro is a villain within the G.I. Joe universe, and they both have a very similar, like a calm demeanor, but they value like strength and respect, but they're ruthless when they need to be.
Dion, everything looks great. You guys did such an amazing job of bringing all these character archetypes together and infusing the Overwatch 2 characters and the G.I. Joe characters perfectly. Can you talk to any challenges that you guys faced throughout the design process for this one?
Yeah, thank you. And the challenges we faced, it was working together with you guys. It was super helpful because we wanted to maintain the kind of the vibe of G.I. Joe and adapt it to Overwatch. And some of our younger players may not be familiar with G.I. Joe, so together I think we made the skins so cool that you can still appreciate them regardless of your affinity to the IP. So I think that was part of the challenges. We have a wide breadth of fans of Overwatch, that many of them love G.I. Joe. There's going to be a group that is less familiar with them, and I think between all the back and forth and the collaboration we did, I think we've created skins cool enough that any fan will enjoy or appreciate how well done everything was created.
That's great to hear. And I will say, just speaking to the authenticity factor, again, you guys did an amazing job upholding authenticity that I think is going to resonate not only with the fans, but the new fans as well, as you mentioned. So really great job.
Yeah, we tried to be faithful to G.I. Joe while adapting it to the Overwatch world.
Yep.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
And this collaboration will be available starting July 1st through the 14th. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe!